When the Land and Sea Training Organization hosted an elaborate and tightly executed camp and train event at the Deer Lake Conservancy in Killingworth, Connecticut, May 2025, our family was honored to serve as instructors in water work. Land and Sea's Camp and Train drew a remarkable 80 dogs and 100 people from throughout the U.S. to participate in water, draft, scent, and other work areas. But our honor was quite intensified to serve alongside the esteemed Koen Vanlanduyt, guest instructor visiting from his home in Tongeren, Belgium. To put it mildly, Koen brings decades of deep perspective in all things waterwork, not just because of 40 years of Newfoundland training, exhibiting, titling, and judging waterwork, but he's done those things in 10 European countries that extend well beyond his Belgian home, and Koen is quick to credit those international opportunities with shaping his approach to training Newfoundland waterwork. Koen is president of the FCI Commission in Waterwork, FCI being the world umbrella organization of all national kennel clubs that oversees not only water sport, but really all activity, including hunting, retrieving, agility, show, and others. While Koen brings a resume that few people across the entire globe could match, what hit me most, and which was on full display during the Land and Sea seminar, was Koen's devotion and affection towards the dogs, his generosity towards his audience, and the lack of self-centeredness as he shared his international experience with the Newfoundland breed. You will see those things as you watch this impromptu and unrehearsed interview.
My name is Koen Vanlanduyt. I'm from Belgium, and I'm happy to be here and that I was invited to be here.
Thank you. It is truly our honor to have you, Koen. Where in Belgium are you from?
I'm from the city in Tongeren. And Tongeren is, let's say, Flanders, so we have two regions in Belgium, Dutch-speaking and French-speaking. And I am in the north-speaking, the Flemish-speaking, and there is on the right side, the east side, close to Holland, Germany.
Koen, what is your earliest recollection of the Newfoundland dog?
So, Newfoundland came in our life '82 with my parents. And before they had St. Bernard. And from the first day I fell in love with this breed. I worked with them since '84 obedience and '85 in water.
So at that time, 1984, is it fair to say you were a teenager?
I was 15 years old.
Is that what your friends were doing? Were they working with dogs, or were they doing other stuff?
Totally not. And it was far more that they were laughing with me that I was doing dog sport because they were doing football or basketball or something. And I was growing up in an adult world because dog schools and all these things were adult people.
And where did this influence come from that a 15-year-old boy, instead of playing football and doing what boys do, how did that happen?
Coincidentally. So it was my parents' friends built up a dog school and invited everybody they know with a dog to come to that club. And so the first training, we were there, and normally my brother had the Newfoundland in his hand as handler, and after 2 minutes he had already rid off. I got the Newfoundland in my hands, and since then I was lost to this sport.
And so early in the game, the dog to you was not simply a pet, but you were interested in training the dog.
Oh, it was coincident training in dogs. So you do your first trainings and you see some relation with your dog you get, and you see he's happy and he wants to do it, and you also see some things, you learn them and you succeed, you have some success, and of course you have also the different levels, so you go to the next class, and that was a challenge.
And Koen, we're more than 40 years into this now. The dogs, the Newfoundland, have remained a part of your life?
Yes, all the time. So all the time it's in my heart, it's a tattoo on my heart. I love all the dogs and I love also other breeds, but Newfoundland is for me really the dog I love, I want to work with. And even if people will say, and at that time also in the dog school, they say, hey, there he is with his car. Because yes, they all had border collies and shepherd dogs, and I came there with a very big dog. But this was for me the challenge to say, hey, come on, you can love, but I will show that my Newfoundland is also able to do the work what your dog's doing.
What work did you begin with the Newfoundland? What category of work were you
First
starting
it was
with?
obedience in the dog school, so land exercises, like position, sit, and recall and ascent and all these things. But after a few trainings, she became some problems with after a few months with his hips, and because in contact with the veterinarian, he said it's better you go swimming with her to build up more muscles. This will bring her alive further on. So that put me in contact with water.
So the Newfoundland at the time has a diagnosis of hip dysplasia, and you're educated that swimming is an ideal therapeutic activity for the hip dysplastic dog, and this is what took you to water?
Yeah, not directly, you don't solve his plastic, but because of strengthening the muscles, the body was, or the articulation was more carried by the muscles.
And did you come to understand that water had a special relationship to the Newfoundland breed, Newfoundland's special relationship to water, and that there were things that you could do?
Yes. From the first day till today, when I see my actual dogs, if I see all the other dogs, if I see in clubs, when you approach water, people say that water doesn't have a smell, but how many times I arrive with dogs already a few yards away from water and you see them, here is water, here we can work. They have just a click, and so, yeah.
You mentioned something to the training group earlier that caught my ear. When the weather is bad, you want to be in the water with the dog, or to that effect. Do I have that right?
Yes, it's not a nice grilled Sunday morning activity. It is, the dog like to go in the water. If the water is cold or is warm, they want to be in it. Of course, for us, when it's freezing temperatures, for us not so interested. But once the temperature is moderate, if it's raining, if it's windy or staying, I go for my dogs to the water because that's what they want.
Koen, it's true then that you exhibited Newfoundlands in water work in Belgium, is that true?
Yes.
How many dogs have you exhibited in Belgium
I'm
water work?
I'm working now with my 10th dog.
10th dog. Is it true also that you exhibited in water work with the Newfoundland even in countries outside of Belgium?
Yes, of course. From Spain till Sweden, and from Poland till England. So Italy, France, Germany, Luxembourg, Holland.
Fascinating. So you exhibited Newfoundlands in the countries that you've just mentioned.
Yes, yes.
Is that normal, Koen? Do Belgians do that? Do Belgians exhibit Newfoundlands in 8 or 9 different countries? Is that common?
I will not say 8, 9, but if we say, okay, we are a small country and around us we are some countries, so for the Belgian it's perhaps a little bit easier to go a little bit abroad. But even if I see Germans of now, at this time, there are people from Norway training in Germany.
Therefore, you would have learned differences in local testing and exhibition customs, some differences in the exercise, some difference in approach. Is that true?
That's true. And that's what I like to the sport. I don't want a dog who's doing always the same exercises and always, because you become certain circus dogs. They see a situation, okay, I know what to do. I want that I communicate with my dog what I want in the exercise. So if it's a different country, it's a different exercise, different approach, so I have to give other commands or another way to do it. It's challenging for me, challenging for my dog, and it gives motivation to always, you are sure if you go in another country, probably I'm not going to win because there are competitors are doing the whole year that program. But I want also to discover with my dogs other challenges.
It seems to me that this would be closer to the true spirit of a rescue activity, to train a dog to function in a certain recipe of distress situation, you're probably not going to be able to respond to a real life distress if you have this very, very limited scripted vocabulary and scripted recipe. Wouldn't it be true that real life distress would not fit such a menu necessarily?
Yeah, but in real life, we're still working with dogs. And if it's in real life somebody has to be saved, then I jump in the water. Although my dog 100 times he does it, but it can just be that 101st time he doesn't do it. And also people who is really drowning, what will they do with my dog in real life? Probably they will drown my dog. So I see it as a sport. It is not water rescue, it's water work. It's a sport, what we do with our dogs to keep their initial work, what they did, alive, where they were made for. That's our breed. But it is a sport, not to real life. But I can admit what you say to real life. No, for me is that how can I communicate in different situations with my dog? And this gives, for me, I have a relation with them. I see, wow, we never did it like that, but now I give another command and he did it. He understands what I was telling, and this is teamwork.
You not only exhibited in tests in Belgium, in several other countries, as you've mentioned, but you became a judge too. Where did your judgeship begin?
In 2000, I became judge because of, you have to give something back to the sport. And I had, of course, experience, and you need also younger people. At that age were also some judges who were becoming a certain age, and yeah.
And as you know, in the United States, the overarching organization is the Newfoundland Club of America. What is the corresponding organization in Belgium? What is the name?
We started from the Newfoundland Club, but we are under the Kennel Club, an official sport. So all the judges are Kennel Club judges. We are not club judges. We are really from the Kennel Club. And we can go abroad because we are international judge by our Kennel Club. And in the countries around us is always, the program is now evaluated that it is an officially recognized sport from their Kennel Club. It's not anymore a breed club organization or breed club rules. It is nationally covered by the Kennel Club.
I think I heard that you even judged outside of Belgium in other countries, just like you exhibited in several other countries. Did you judge in other countries?
Yes, judged in let's say 10 European countries, from the north to the south also, same as that. Some championships I judged.
Yeah. And do you know anybody else who has done that?
Yeah, with some colleagues, some friends where it's like that. It is an exchange of having a judge from another country. Sometimes they give you another impression from their side because they're not come. What you see every day, you see it as, wow, that's how it should be.
I think it's easy to argue that everybody learns from you. Right. You learn from them when you have that kind of commingling.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. Koen, in the United States, there's quite a bit said about the essential characteristics of the Newfoundland, the characteristic that must be present in the breeding of Newfoundlands. What to you is the most essential trait of the Newfoundland?
Excellent character, so temperament, but active. Wanted the will to please, to do something for his family, for his handler, but having going with a Newfoundland wherever you want, even if there are dominant and aggressive dogs that he's walking through that as a king, and I say, I don't need to bite, I don't need to make noise. I'm here, I'm confident, I have a good temperament. That is for me a confident dog who wants to work and don't need to bark and don't need to no, that's not Newfoundland. Newfoundland has is his emperor just as he is.
You have bred Newfoundlands.
Yes, I have bred a few litters.
Given how much you know about work and exhibition and testing, do you think a breeding can predict whether a dog is going to be a working dog? Or do you think that is not so much nature, but is more nurture? What's your opinion?
You cannot see it black and white, and it's not only nature, and it's not only the selection of the dogs. It's the total together. If it was easy, then we all had nice dogs showing the best and thing. So, for me, there are two things. One is the breeder and the morphology of the dog, and that should be, of course, an athletic dog who can move, who is strong, who is thing.
Morphology, what we in the States would generally call conformation,
yes.
Physical conformation.
Yeah. And that's one thing. But then I know friends who already came to me earlier because I had some good working dogs, and they say, "Oh, you're gonna look for my next puppy, or if you're breeding with them, I want from your dogs, we want a puppy." And I say, "Why you want that? For good work?" "Yeah." I said, "First of all, I won't give you that guarantee when I select a puppy for you, and if I breed it, I won't either do it, because there are many things around. So first of all, you need the right character to the right person, and the person, the handler, must have the capacity to adapt himself to that type of dog. I have 10 different dogs. I had 10 dogs, but 10 different dogs to work with. And there was a period I worked even with 3 dogs. And I had to reset myself in the competition to say, okay, this one, another chip in it because he works differently. And we can adapt ourselves to it. But breeding and the breed himself, of course, the breeders have also an importance to it, because if I want a new puppy, I'm going to get it at the breeders. So we need still a good athletic dog, a big dog, who can perform in water.
Something I heard you say to your students here at this seminar more than once, something to the effect of many different solutions you need to have available. What could you remind us what
For
you
me,
said?
I always say we have 1,000 keys to find a solution, and perhaps we find the key today, perhaps we find the key next week, perhaps we find it next year, but always keep motivated and be sure you will find that key a certain day, and don't be stressed with, again it's not doing. No problem, we still have so many keys to find out the way. And even me, if I didn't have found that key for that situation, I will still think about what we can do differently to get it.
You've exhibited in water tests in Belgium and as I understood it, maybe 8 or 9 countries that surround
10 countries, yes.
Belgium. And would I be right that you had a certain amount of success in those exhibitions?
Yeah, so besides all the competition and championship, we passed 250 levels with the dogs.
250 levels in Belgium and
9 others.
Okay.
But it's
pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, but I have to thank my dogs that they want to go through that. I have to thank God that I kept healthy and I could do this. So it's not a prestige to have this. It's just a good luck that I could do, and having the time to train and doing this. So,
well, having now watched you instruct students here at the seminar, I buy it that you feel that way. That comes across in your generosity and the affection that you show to the dogs. I believe that you believe that.
Yeah, and if we want to bring the sports up, then also we need to share experiences and we have to help each other. It's not that I want to be better as another. No, if I love to have competitions, to have also dogs at the same levels, because it gives you the challenge. Oh, come on, we have to do our best in the team with my dog. So if we can grow up in all the countries our sport and make it still more competitive, it will bring us more spirit to say, come on, we do it. And our Newfoundland, as in the beginning, as I said, that they say, I had a car. No, I have a very intelligent dog, and who knows a lot of words in the world. If I say, go to boat, go to man, bring this, bring that. These are all different words. They understand. And they are intelligent. They are not a car. They are really intelligent dogs. And sometimes I say, who is your dog? I say, I have a Malinois in a coat with a Newfoundland, or I have a Border Collie in a coat of a Newfoundland. He's so smart as that, but his morphology is different. But for me, it's important people believe in what they can do and what their dog can do. And I have the as I said already, the good luck to have the time, but also to combine a little bit my job with this. So I came from as breeder and in contact with food industry, in pet food industry, and I had the chance to work there. And so I am, with my profession, coming a lot of in contact with people who have not only Newfoundlands, but also other sports and other animals, and they'll work with the animals, and it's sharing the passion, even if they have another animal, another sport. That's so nice that I can combine business with my hobby.
You are currently working with your 10th Newfoundland working dog.
Yeah.
And that dog's name?
Love You. The name of the dog is Love You.
And spell that.
Love You, as I love you. Love You.
That's beautiful.
So I say to some female judges, it's now when I say love you, that it's to you, it's to my dog, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you'd need to have that clear. Yeah, okay. And Love You is how old?
She's just became 4.
And how was she coming along with work?
She's doing fantastic. So this dog, I kept her a little bit longer out of training and competition because she was quite nervous in the beginning and very fast distracted by things who went around. And I won't focus in the water. And if I have to, in certain way, punish that she's distracted and going away and I have to learn, for me this gives in the head also for the dog. So I wanted first that she knows to work with me, keep focus, and then I start.
When did she begin working? At what age?
At 2.
Yeah.
You were working before and with me, but in a club,
yeah.
in a situation with club and other dogs when she was 2.
Is there any particular Newfoundland you recall from your own life?
It will be not respectful to put one in front of another. Each of those 10 is different, and each of those 10 learned me things, and each of those 10 have their really, particularly why I would love each of those 10. And everyone had something special, but now to say only that dog, one will me take. And there are some who did more results than another, but it's not because they did more results they attach me more. It is what they learned me, what they give me every day in the training back, that love. That was more worth than winning certificates or winning championships.
Very good. In watching your seminars here this weekend at Deer Lake with the many attending Newfoundland dogs, upwards of 80 dogs attending this workshop, I was very struck by the affection you showed the dogs.
That's without this affection, without this love for the dogs, for the work, for this, I don't think I would have it done for 40 years. That is just the energy, the motivation to do it every day and to love to come here and see everything. It's if you don't love the dogs, if you don't love the people, if you don't love the friendship we have all over the world about our sports, we have one thing common: Newfoundland's water. We have to share this love and experience it. That's what it's all about.